You want to build an aesthetic body at home. For some reason, you can't go to the gym, whether it's because it's too far away, you don't have enough money. Maybe you're scared to go to the gym because you're scared of other people judging you. Or simply, your parents won't let you go. But this is all okay, because in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to build an aesthetic body at home without needing to go to the gym. And also, wait around until the end of the video. I'll create you a free workout plan that you can actually follow weekly. And it's literally my personal workout plan. But instead of me doing this at home, I do it at the gym. But I started off working at home, so I know what I'm talking about. And you can also trust me because I've had a crazy body transformation. Look, I used to be like this, and now I'm like this. So yeah, you can trust me. Here's a list of the muscles that we're going to be training. Right, so now that you know which muscles you actually have to train, let's tell you why. Because these muscles give you the V-taper. And the V-taper is crucial to looking aesthetic because this is the look that gives you like the Dorito. You know what I mean? In order to actually build these muscles, we're going to have to train them. And the way that we train them, we're going to have to do all of these exercises till failure. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. But trust me, it's going to be worth it because we'll actually build a very good body after we finish these workouts. It's not going to be instant. The results are not going to be instant, but they'll be like the first steps in order to build a very, very good body. So just follow along to this video. How do we actually train till failure? And what is failure? Failure is just where we cannot perform a single rep of a certain exercise, right? So let's say we're doing push-ups, for example. We get to a point where we're doing like 10 push-ups, right? And on the 11th push-up, we're like, and then we fail. That's failure. You've achieved failure. And you need to achieve that for every single set. Maybe it's not like, I'm not going to give you an exact rep range that you should train every single exercise to because some people are stronger and some people are weaker, right? For example, you might not be able to do one pull-up, but as like compared to your friend might be able to do like 3 pull-ups, right? And for him to train till failure, he needs to do 3 pull-ups because on his 3rd pull-up, he's not going to be able to get above the bar. So that'll be his failure. But you, for example, you maybe can't even do 2 pull-ups. Like you can do 1 pull-up, then you go down and then you can't get yourself back up. And that's failure for you too. But don't worry, if you can't do any pull-ups, I'll also give you an alternative to do. Okay, so let's start off with day 1. Day 1 is chest and back. Train, well, obviously chest and back. You don't have to be a genius to figure this one out, right? But for chest, what are we going to do? There's actually 3 exercises that we can do for chest, right? There's push-ups, there's incline push-ups, and there's tricep dips. Well, dips. Dips are going to target our lower chest. Push-ups are going to target our whole chest. And then incline push-ups are going to target our upper chest. And the more aesthetic part of our chest is the upper chest. So, we're going to start off with doing incline push-ups. And we're going to do as many push-ups as we can until we can't do them anymore. As many incline push-ups as we can. And then we're going to do this twice. Or 3 times, right? And then after, we're going to do push-ups. Push-ups, just as many as you can. Some people might be able to do 50. And some people might be able to only do 5. But for instance, if you can do 50 of push-ups, then you should probably get a backpack and put the heavy stuff into the backpack. So it makes it harder. So you can only do like 12 to 13 or 15 reps, right? Me personally in the gym, I train anywhere from 6 to 8 reps. And it's probably the best way to train. So, and it also minimizes fatigue. So you don't have to waste as much time and you can actually only do good reps. There's 2 muscles in our chest. Many people think there's 3, but it's actually 2. There's the upper pec and the lower pec. And 3 sets for incline push-ups, 3 sets for normal push-ups, and then 3 sets for dips. And each one of these exercises has to be performed until we cannot do them anymore, until we cannot do another rep. It's going to be painful, it's going to be hard, you're going to sweat, you're going to like shout, you're going to be like, "Argh!" Right? But it's all a part of the process. And this is for chest. I hope you've been taking notes. So if you haven't, then just write down day 1 is chest and back. And then chest, we're going to do 3 sets of incline push-ups, 3 sets of normal push-ups, and 3 sets of dips. And make sure you write all till failure. Alright, so now that you've got chest, and then now let's do back. So for back, there's one muscle that we want to target, and it's the lats. The lats is like this muscle, you see the things that are sticking out, like the wings. These things, right? These are what lats have like made. And it's also what makes you have the Dorito look. Well, not exactly, because the lateral, like this part of your shoulder is very important into having the V-taper, but we'll go into this in like when we go into arms. But for back, what does actually grow our back? Well, training till failure, obviously. But doing pull-ups. Pull-ups train our back the most. And we're going to do as many pull-ups as we can. So some people may only do 5, and some people can do like 15. For instance, I can do like 10, I think. I don't even know. I'll have to find out. But yeah, whatever. So we're going to start off with doing pull-ups. We're just going to do as many pull-ups as we can. And if you can, get a resistance band. Because then you can do more pull-ups. So you can do like, first you can do as many pull-ups as you can. So let's say it's like 5, right? That's your max out. Then you can do like 3 sets of pull-ups. Chances are you'll do 5, and then 4, and then 3, right? Once you finish these, like on the first set you'll do 5, on the second set you'll do 4, and on the third set you'll do 3, right? Once you finish this, you can add a resistance band, and then you can do more pull-ups. But let's say you don't have a resistance band. Let's say you don't have a resistance band. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to do negative pull-ups. What are negative pull-ups? Well, you simply just do the negative of the pull-up. So you're up here, this is the start, then you jump up, so you're here, and you slowly just pull yourself down. So your back still works, but you're only doing the negative. This is easier, and you can do this for as many sets as you want. So pretty much, we're going to do this. The first 3 sets are going to be normal pull-ups without no resistance band, right? Then the second exercise is going to be pull-ups with the resistance band. Then you're going to go to failure until you can't do any pull-ups with the resistance band. And then once you're done with that, so you've done like 6 sets already, right? And then the next 3 sets, you're going to do negatives. And just do negatives until you can't anymore. Until you're up here and you drop straight away. You can't even hold yourself up with your back. And that's your back done. Right? If you would go to the gym, you would also do some rows and like lat pullovers. But we can't do that because we don't go to the gym. But there's also another video on my channel that's how to build an aesthetic body with the gym. You can check that out if you have access to a gym. But it don't matter. You don't need to if you only want to build it at home. So I've told you about back. Now let's go straight into arms. Now we're training arms. So for arms, we're going to train bicep, tricep, shoulders. Alright, so for biceps, we're going to do 2 sets of chin-ups until we can't. So that means we'll do like 6 reps and then 5 reps. So we'll do chin-ups until we can't anymore. And that's bicep almost done. Then we have one more exercise. We need to do bicep curls. And we're going to do bicep curls with a backpack. We're just going to get water bottles and put it into our backpack so it's heavy enough that we can only curl like 12 times. And we're going to focus on the eccentric. So we're going to get it up and then slowly get it down. So you can really feel the mind-muscle connection on the bicep. And that's actually what's going to break our bicep and make it grow in the future. So now we've got bicep. Now let's do tricep. For triceps, funny enough, we're going to do tricep dips. But we're going to do this time for tricep. So now we're going to do dips, but this time for triceps, not for lower chest. So when we're doing dips for lower chest, we want to lean slightly forward like this. But when we're doing it for triceps, we want to sit straight up and just do it like with our chest straight. Not leaning forward a little bit to target our chest, just straight up. So we target only our triceps. And then we're going to grab a backpack. So we're going to do the tricep dips for like 2 sets. And after that, we're going to grab a backpack and put it over our heads and just do this. So we can really feel our triceps. And we're going to do this for 3 sets because this is a very fun exercise to actually do. Right, so now we have shoulders. For shoulders, it's actually pretty hard to train shoulders. You're going to have to get something heavy that you can... Actually, no. And there's one exercise that we're going to do for shoulders. And this is going to make our shoulders look very aesthetic. It's going to be this part of our shoulders. We're not going to worry about the front or the rear delt because they get very highly engaged when we're doing chest because the front delt is engaged when we're doing push-ups and the rear delt is engaged when we're doing pull-ups. So for the rear delt, for the side delts, we're only going to grab a backpack and do lateral raises with a backpack. So we're going to do this for 5 sets because we don't have any other exercise to do for shoulders. So to summarize this chapter, for bicep we do chin-ups and backpack bicep curls. For tricep, we're going to do tricep dips and overhead extensions with a backpack. And then for shoulders, we're going to do lateral raises. And these 2 exercises are going to build us the V-taper. Well, in these 2 days, chest and back and arms, we will get the V-taper. But now we're going into legs. Legs are kind of the most important Legs are kind of the most important part, but not really. Going into legs. Legs are very simple to train, especially if you don't go to the gym. All you have to do is squats. We're gonna do 200 squats every single workout, and every single time that we go to do legs, we're gonna do one extra set, and then every single set we're gonna do 20 squats. So 20 squats times 10 is 200. So just do 200 squats for legs, and boom, your legs are done. And now we're going into the diet. The diet is like most important part on how to actually grow muscle. So in order for us to grow muscle, we're gonna have to be eating a lot of meat and eggs. These two things, you don't need anything else. You don't need no protein powder, no creatine, nothing. All you need is meat and eggs. So eat like 10 eggs per day and eat a lot of meat. This is gonna give you enough protein and like amino acids for your muscles to actually grow and repair. And the workout split that we're gonna be following is on the first day, we're gonna do chest and back. Then we're gonna do arms, which is bicep, tricep, shoulders. And then we're gonna do legs. And then we're going to take a rest day. And then every single day, we want to be eating a lot of eggs and a lot of meat. And yeah, that's